I wanted to show you a flip through of this ESV double column Bible that I used back in 2023. So the way that I use my Bibles is I will use them for a few months. Like you can see here, April, May, July, then August. And when you see gaps in between, I have picked up other Bibles. And so I have not been consistently using this Bible since 2023, although I have probably used it for devotional purposes where I've not read through a full book. So that is primarily where all of my writing is going to be. Not necessarily though, but let's just go ahead and get into it. All right. You can see Genesis is not very full because I did not read that book all the way through in this Bible. Nor is Leviticus. There's one note in Numbers. And there's like one little highlight. So probably what I did with this Bible is I took it to church in 2023 and wrote notes according to the sermon, where the sermon was. So you can see notes here, 6/4/23. Also, I feel like I'm way more of a note taker now than I was 3 years ago. Of course, I've always loved taking notes, but I'm apt now to write like almost a full page of notes. Like if I were to go into the margins here now, probably over the course of 3 days, I would fill a margin. Sometimes not. Doesn't mean that you have to write a ton to get a good Bible study, but I definitely write. There's Deuteronomy. I actually remember where I wrote all of these notes. A few notes here and there, and highlights. Oh, I loved these highlights. These, I think, if I'm not mistaken, were from Hobby Lobby, and they were alcohol markers. And I had ran out. They were like getting really used up, of course, because I had them for 3 years, and I recently bought, I think a year ago, I bought new ones in the same colors because I just love them so much. I love Bible flip through videos because I love hearing the pages flip. And like just turning pages in a book is just a really nice sound. So as you can see, there's just a few circles and notes throughout. And highlights here and there. There's a note. I actually had a lot more notes in this than I remember having. August. As you can see, I've been dating my passages for a long time. And this is actually not even the first Bible that I dated my passages in. I recently did an entire Bible study on the book of, no, this was actually not Ruth, it was Esther. Sometimes I get those mixed up. Or I wrote the Bible study on the book of Esther. I love 1st and 2nd Samuel so much. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to listen than the fat of rams. Love that verse. 1 Samuel 15:22. Honestly, that may have been a life-altering verse for me. And now into 2 Samuel. I don't see too many notes in here. 1st and 2nd Kings. Yeah, plenty. So this was in August. I used to write with colored pens a lot more. Cross-referencing. Jesus is the better Elijah. That was my note in 1 Kings 18:8, looks like. Not much in 1st, 2nd Chronicles. Well, I say that, and then there's an underline. I remember this Bible being really functional when I used it because it was double column. It just is a really good feeling Bible. Let's flip to, oh, there's some in 2nd Chronicles. An underline in 2nd Chronicles 34 and some really bright highlight in 2nd Chronicles 36. Esther. Of course, looks like I did Esther in pink. You know, I may have also taken this to Bible study when I was going. At the time, we did Esther in Bible study a couple of times, and I bet you that I did take this. There's some in Job. And then I did read all of Psalms in this Bible, so that probably has a ton of notes in it. So, here we are in the Psalms. Lots of beautiful notes here. Looks like I put that I was at Edisto Island when I read that. Sometimes I will put where I'm at when I read a certain passage of the Bible. I was on vacation there at the beach. Honestly, these colors are really fun. I like the pink and the purple and the highlights all together. It looks like I really dug into that. I need to read the Psalms again through like I did with this. I think it's been 3 years since I read the Psalms all the way through, front to back. So I do journal the Psalms, or, you know, write the word with the Psalms, and I have journaled all the way up, I think, to Psalm 149. So I'm almost done. Oh, not 149. I can't remember which one it is. I love seeing all these notes and just seeing what the Lord has taught me through Psalms. I see some Matthew Henry in here. Matthew Henry is my favorite Bible commentator. I absolutely love him. His commentaries are on an app called Blue Letter Bible, and I look him up, and his commentaries probably like 3 times a week. And when I have more time, I try to read all of it. And since I'm taking my Bible reading so slowly right now, it's really easy to take my time and read in sections and actually ingest a lot more and go deeper. That's my dryer going in the background, if you're wondering what that sound is. The Psalms are so beautiful. Psalm 1, oh, that's the psalm that I'm doing right now, Psalm 119, because it is the longest psalm. So that is the one that I'm currently writing. Ooh, I like this pink. And then there's the end of Psalms, and then Proverbs. Looks like I was in wisdom literature quite a bit. A good place to be. I like sideways writing. I still do that. in the margins. Ecclesiastes. Looks like I read Ecclesiastes in here too. Or at least made notes in the first part of it. Song of Solomon. Isaiah. Looks like I made some notes through here. Some underlines. This is a very colorful Bible of mine. I love it. I'm more of a muted gal now, but this is fun. And you never know, I could very well change. Here's a note in Isaiah that I washied. It says, God takes sin and separation from himself so seriously that he himself came down to make it right again, to bring us into and cover us with righteousness. Because of the severity of sin, someone had to suffer to make it right. And of all to do it, God himself, Jesus Christ, did. It's ridiculously gracious. So, with a Bible like this, with my interleaved now, the thoughts can be way more long-winded. And with this Bible, because of the layout, I have to be way more succinct. And so rather than having like a full commentary, I write these little thoughts and blurbs on the margins. And I honestly really enjoy reading kind of the pithy statements there about a passage that stuck out to me, or a verse that stuck out to me. This is in Jeremiah now. Lots of underlines. God loves to restore. In Jeremiah, that's one of my notes. I did think that this is going to be a shorter flip through, so because I did not think that I had actually done as much in this Bible. So, but it's turning out to be a lot longer than I anticipated. Lamentations. I don't think I've done anything in Lamentations. Here's Ezekiel. I do not remember reading Ezekiel. This is why you need to read the Bible over and over and over again, because you just forget. I did read Daniel recently, though. I might have read Daniel in this. I have a few highlights scattered about. And now Hosea. I love that pen. That made my handwriting look good. I really don't have awesome handwriting. Looks like I use like pastel. Yes, baby. There's Joe.
Yes. Okay.
Nothing? Oh, I thought there wouldn't be anything in Amos.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh, Jonah. Nope, nothing in Jonah. Not much in, well, nothing in Micah. A couple underlines in Nahum. Habakkuk. Nothing. Zephaniah. A few notes. And then Haggai, nothing. Zechariah, nothing. And then Malachi, nothing. So what I think I'm going to do is, rather than this being a super long video, I'll make a part 2 of the New Testament. So thank you guys so much for watching.